What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy, and it is Kit Nagy, and it is Nagy on Sports Time. The Browns coming off of their second win in the season, 2-5, heading to the 5-2. New England Patriots, coached by, of course, Mike Vrabel, who spent the season with the Browns last year and has started to turn things around as Gronk is going to ring the victory bell here. A bleach blonde Gronk. That's interesting. Okay. Well, excited to have you on here again. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy. Nagy on Sports, only place on YouTube you're going to find simulated sporting events with live original commentary. Kit, how are we doing today?
Oh, well, excited for this one. Obviously, Vrabel makes this one an interesting story as we get a good look at him there. Former Buckeye defensive lineman turned NFL star, and we saw him pretty much as a freelance artist on our staff, so he knows this team, this defense, this offense very, very well. I think everybody with the Browns organization loves having him, but makes this one an interesting matchup against these red-hot New England Patriots, who are doing very well under Drake May.
Yeah, they seem to have found their quarterback of the future in Drake May, and there he is, headed out onto the field. Had to get pulled out with a light injury. Josh Dobbs finished the game last week when they whooped up on the Titans, but appears to be back and ready to go according to their injury report. So here we go. Trips to the left side. Oh, somebody moved early. It looked like it was Stevenson, the running back. And they're going to start the game by going back 5 yards despite the direction the referee is pointing.
I can't seem to get that one right. I don't understand.
I do not know why either. That is frustrating for sure. All right, give it up the middle now. It's going to be Travion Henderson, and it'll be blown up in the backfield by Isaiah McGuire. Big TFL for the Browns.
I mean, in terms of how impactful it is, it's small potatoes. It doesn't really mean anything in terms of the gameplay. It's more of a look, and a credibility thing, looking good and playing the part, but still something you think wouldn't be that hard to fix.
Absolutely. Across the middle, it's going to be a throw from May to, I think that's Kayshon Boutte. It is. Boutte changed his number. He confused me for a second, but it is Boutte, and he's got near a first down. Now 3rd and 6 to the right side, right at the sticks. Thrown out of bounds by Ward. That's Hunter Henry, the tight end. And a 3-and-out for the Patriots. They'll punt.
Yeah, solid defense here for the Browns, just like you like to see, setting the tone early. And that's really what the real Browns should be looking to do as well, as this defense has been absolutely dominant throughout this year. And so long as the offense can respond, like we saw in the last one, a little Q magic, and perhaps this team could scrape together a few more wins.
Definitely. That was the recipe for success. Run the ball, stay plus on the turnovers, had some special teams plays. Gabriel's going to start the day with his feet, and he'll slide down for a gain of 13. First play of the game, first down Browns. Welcome in, Karen. Welcome in, Jim. Welcome in, Mitchell. Welcome in, Lee. Good to have you on. Go Browns. Alex, glad you made it. And yes, Kit and I joining you here today. And hello, Wendell, to you as well. Now Gabriel, his first throw of the day. He'll swing it to the left side. He's got the Chief, who, by all accounts, should be back this week after missing last week with a little bit of a dinged-up knee on a Juan Thornhill hit, former teammate.
And speaking of Njoku coming back, is this finally the week as we're going to set up a screen on the outside? Well executed.
Yes.
He's getting some extra yardage out of it, too. But is this the week we finally get to see Mike Hall? He has been full participant in practice all week.
You know what, I was thinking about that last week because he was, as Q will lose a couple yards there, he was optimistic that he was going to play last week. I wonder if the forecast made them nervous.
Right, yeah, quite
just
possibly.
Because it's like, hey, it's a knee thing, like things are going to be weird, slip and slide in, like let's wait one more week, you know what I mean? But I'm hopeful that he's back. I didn't put him in just because he's an effective player. I don't want to be guilty of stirring the pot, if you will. Back to pass out of a pistol now, Gabriel. He's got good protection here for the Browns line, and he'll throw it late. He'll dump it off to Q, who gets a big shot. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10.
Karen, I don't think that's a very likely trade. I don't think the Jets are looking to move on from him. He's awfully good.
He is. Gabriel floated to the right into traffic, incomplete. He tried to throw it up there for Malachi Corley, and it's incomplete in here, kind of no man's land. 4th and 10 from the 43. Bojorquez will come in. And I've seen some rumors about that as well, Karen, and similar to Kit, I'm the Jets. I don't think that I do it, although I like the idea of trying to go for a high-talent receiver who's in a disgruntled situation, and Garrett Wilson certainly fits that bill. But they just gave him a big chunk of money, so I can't imagine that they move from him. Also, the proposed trades that I saw were Jacksonville's first and Shedeur Sanders, and I cannot imagine that the Browns are going to trade Shedeur before they get a chance to see what he looks like in a real game first. Because, my God, if he goes to New York and lights it up, you'd never hear the end of it.
Right. Well, and that's the other part of the equation that I just don't see, as much as I don't see the Jets moving, on such a talented young player that they've just paid. I also don't see the Browns being willing to pay the simple price that it would take to get them to move on a player like that.
For sure. Similarly, I saw a trade, 3 number 1s from the Browns for C.J. Stroud, and I don't think they're going to go that route again. They're still reeling from that injury, from that wound that Watson caused.
They don't have the appetite for that, nor is it a quarterback.
Yes, that you would want to give that kind of situation to again, as Demario Douglas will get a first down, and the Patriots driving nicely into Browns territory on drive number 2.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Found a big hole in the zone there. Demario Douglas in his 3rd season out of Liberty. Would not have had that he went to Liberty. Quick little throw. Left side, hit by Diabate, and then by Carson Schlesinger, who continues to be just an absolute stud. The 2nd level for the Browns defense.
He really has. He has just a nose for the football, and always seems to be right there.
49,
Speaking of the other stud,
yeah, there you go.
I was going to say, there's the other one right there. And he has been absolutely dominant, just getting better, as we've seen, continuing to look better and better each time. And those that were worried about that draft pick, I think, can safely say we made a good one as the Patriots are going to score here.
It is. It's Stephon Diggs, a veteran, kind of bouncing off a few tacklers at the end and into the end zone. It was a skinny little post, and May had good protection, good pocket, and I would say that's a hole in the zone there.
Yeah, it sure was.
Stephon Diggs into the end zone, 6-0 here. Andres Borregales, we had him in our fake off season after the Browns, and he's a good kicker, and he's got to kick up and good. And the Patriots take a 7-0 lead here. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports. Guys, I want to thank you so much to all of our subscribers. We continue to pick up a few every week. We are the most we've ever had, 1172, which is insane. Thank you so much. Also appreciate those of you hitting the thumbs up button as well as we continue to grow our audience. And yes, you do not need to adjust your television sets. I had the opportunity this week. My schedule finally allowed. I got to go call a real-life sporting event, and I put it up on the channel. So if anybody's interested in girls volleyball, I got to call the Upper Arlington Gahanna Lincoln game a couple days ago, and it was a lot of fun. Swing it out to Q.
I haven't seen it myself.
Well, yeah, I would say you got a few volleyball fans in your house.
I sure do.
I didn't take the camera angle, so don't blame me if it's has a bad orientation. It's just like the eye on the sky huddle cam. But I was up at the top of the bleachers with my little laptop and my little headset mic, and I enjoyed it.
Good.
Motion coming. Q's going to come all the way back into the backfield. So that's why there's a new playlist called Real Sporting Events. Q's going to try to sweep it to the right side of the 40. Spin around, first down for Quinshawn Judkins, nearing the midfield stripe.
Just branching out, opening up new markets around here in Navy Sports.
I'm trying. Karen, I mean, we certainly need one, don't we? Especially if we want to try to do anything. The division is such a mess that there's actually a chance we can still wiggle our way back into this thing, which I don't think anybody thought. As Gabriel's going to have a big run. Oof! Almost gets his head taken off after the scramble.
And they might also go with the fact that they've got a dynamo rookie class right now and look to build for the future and instead try to trade specific to draft capital in order to build around what they do have. So it's there are a couple different ways they could skin that cat right now. Don't be surprised if it's not the win now type trade. It may be trades to build for future instead.
Yeah, I do see them potentially making an Amari Cooper style trade, and again getting somebody who is disgruntled or who's in a contract situation. I think that would maybe be the only piece that they would buy. Otherwise, I do think they're going to be sellers. As Gabriel's going to scramble again. This drive has been all Gabriel. A lot of man coverage, and the Patriots have their backs to the line, and Gabriel's like, okay, I'll take these yards.
Well, they have an advantage, too, over a bunch of other teams, which is that they are in a bye at the time when this deadline is coming due.
True.
So they have opportunity to be on the phones during that bye, not only in self-reflection of what they can do better this season and moving forward, but also in terms of building a team and massaging the roster and draft capital for that effort.
Left side again, Q. This time he won't get the corner after he had 7 on the first down inside zone carry. But yeah, I mean, think about guys who are on their contract years for us who might help another team. You could see Conklin, Teller. I don't think they would trade Batonio because I think he's just going to retire at the end of this year, and I wouldn't see that happening. I think the Chief could get traded.
Well, I think he wants to retire at Brown.
Sure.
I mean, he's been he just broke Joe Thomas's record.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Like
he's,
catch that?
Almost can't not retire at Brown that way.
No, for sure. I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. Little slant to the right side, and Jamari Thrash catches it, goes down at the 1. It's 1st and goal Browns. Put some Wildcat back in the playbook here. That was effective for the Browns. Q left side, stuck in the backfield. Robert Spillane, the old Steeler, now finding a home here in the middle of Mike Vrabel's defense. So yes, Posick, Teller, Conklin, Chief, Shelby Harris, maybe Devin Bush. It depends on how hard they're going to go. He's just going to walk in. I was like, walk in. The grass is green, my friend. And into the end zone with his legs, Dylan Gabriel, and the Browns tie it up.
Yeah, good response drive here from the Browns, able to get themselves level in the ball game pending this PAT. But certainly what you want to see, keeping themselves ahead of the sticks, get a good chunk yardage when they needed it, and then finding a way in the red zone to punch it in.
Indubitably. So yes, we'll wrap up the trade conversation. But yes, I can see them making a few more moves, but I don't think it's going to be to get players. I think Kit's right. It's going to be to get more assets and draft capital, and or maybe find kind of an Amari Cooper style trade where you can go get a real wide receiver number 1 for a 5th round pick, which again still feels like grand larceny to even say out loud. But that's what had happened. And frankly, that was kind of what the trade was for Judy, and I think Judy sliding into a wide receiver 2 role would be beneficial for him and for the team. We're obviously paying him for a few more years. So.
Yeah, well, and I think the biggest reasoning for all of that is yes, you could potentially get yourself into this division and still have a chance at some playoff action in this one, but realistically, you're not looking at a likely Super Bowl team here. You've got some holes that you need to resolve before you're going to be looking at that kind of a window anyway. And the biggest factor in all of this is just you really hit on this last draft. I mean, you hit in a big way all across this draft board in this last draft, you've got a lot of very young on rookie deal talent that are only going to continue to develop.
Yeah.
And as you develop that talent, you want to build around it. And so kind of what they had with guys that are now kind of at the tail end of their careers or getting near to the tail end of their careers earlier, but they didn't manage to build around it properly. If they do with this draft class, because that's kind of what we saw with Dorsey, was some of they were starting to build that core, and they had something and they didn't manage to do it, as we all know. But if they do build that core around this group, as good as that draft class has been, there's some potential that with some assets they could really make a potent team out of what they have, the building blocks they have in place with that last draft class.
Right about the time that somebody's contract comes off the books, and then you'll be able to pay those guys and extend them, and then hopefully have yourselves in a competitive Super Bowl environment by about 2029, which is an important season for the Browns for obvious dome reasons. So
exactly,
that's the long-term plan. Again, you've heard Kit and I talk about it, and even at the start of the season, and everybody's calling for Stefanski's job, and we talked about the first 6 games are so tough. What did you expect? Obviously, the way that it looks is different, but 1-5 after that murderer's row of first 6 games, I feel like is exactly what we should have expected. So now we'll see what happens here with this next batch of games that are against not quite as difficult competition. So 7-7. We just finished quarter number 1. Again, Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports joining you here. Appreciate you. We'll get back to the game here, but do appreciate your questions. Those of you guys popping in the chat here with us today. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Drake May across the middle, caught by Douglas, but tackle from behind by Devin Bush saves the first down, at least for now. 3rd and 1. Defensive tackle Josh Farmer checks in as the fullback. They got big boys all over the place, and May just falls forward and does it himself.
That little spread them out, run up the middle kind of action there, just able to, from under center, they just wide gaps as well. They really did, and just spread the defense out by their gap selection with the offensive line. Gives Drake May some space to work with.
Across the middle and incomplete. Diabate right there on the defense. And yes, Karen, 100% we see Shooter at some point. That is the plan. If it's last 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, whatever.
And I will say I don't think it's actually the play calling.
I was going to say the same thing too.
Gabriel, that's at fault for that, Karen. I think it's more so they have emphasized. Ooh, that's an easy touchdown for the Patriots. Just a dart there for May. Again, finding the soft spot in the zone to Ramondre Stevenson. But it's really less so on the play calling. I believe it's more so that they've emphasized. Obviously, rookies don't like being that guy, right? That making all the rookie mistakes, turning the ball over. They've asked him to protect the ball clearly, and he is doing what he can to protect the ball. But part of that is he's not taking some of those risks. He's not pushing the ball downfield. He's not looking for one-on-ones on the outside and taking a chance, and part of it is he doesn't have, some of the receivers that he might be able to do that with. He doesn't have a DK Metcalf that he can just throw the ball up and, your guy's going to go up and win it, right? But he also is not taking some of those shots down the field, and they've been there. There have been opportunities. If you take a look at the All-22 film from this last one against Miami, the shots were there. He could have pushed the ball downfield, and he could have had a lot more passing yardage out of it. And he has the accuracy to do that. He has the arm strength to do it. He's just not taking the chance because he doesn't want to turn the ball over.
Yeah, he's being extremely cautious.
Yep, and that's fine. That's really what you want your backup quarterback to do, and that's, I think, what he was really drafted to be, what they expect out of him.
Yep.
We don't have a starting quarterback that's going to take some of those risks on this roster currently, unless that's Sanders, but he needs to develop into the role, and he's not there yet, or at least last we saw him, he was certainly not there yet. We'll see where they've developed him to by the time, but he had a lot of work to do. There's a lot of polishing, footwork, timing in the pocket, ability to move in the pocket, not running backwards, his happy feet, all of these things that he needed to work on from the last time we saw him. That's a lot of things that need adjustments, and if they can get him on where he can sit cool in the pocket and not get into the happy feet situations and drifting backwards and trying to run away from NFL edge defenders, then perhaps we could have that guy.
Indeed. A couple of nice plays for the Browns, including a Quinshon Judkins 16-yard run for a first down into Patriot territory. Again, trailing 14-7. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports is the channel. Now Gabriel in a shotgun. Jerome Ford sighting to the 40, to the 35, and he'll get tackled down by Christian Gonzalez at the 34-yard line. A big 3rd and 1 coming up here, kind of right at the edge of Schmidt's comfort range. Out of a pistol. Let's see what they choose to do. Somebody moved early. It looked like it was Barmore from the Patriots, but apparently somebody on the Browns also not pointing in that direction. It's going to be Cam Robinson's fault that time.
And Karen, I will agree with Phil, though. I do think we will see Sanders at some point in this season. I just don't think it's maybe going to be as early as some.
A jump ball to the Chief, and it's complete for first down. Jeez. That was a weird-looking play. Yeah, it was maybe not the choice I would have made. Gabriel now. Sampson's actually going to try to go wide, and he gets bumped back by Cornelius Lucas, who's into the game. I hadn't seen the Jack Conklin had practiced back-to-back days news, so we still got Cornelius Lucas in there at right tackle. And he kind of picked Quinshon from getting around to the edge, and those defenders on NFL teams are just too fast. Ford back up the middle, trying to get to the original line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and long now.
And that might be another piece that might get
Jerome
traded.
Ford, yep.
I would not be surprised to see Jerome Ford get moved for an asset or two, maybe. Later round pick.
Flavion Chason, former Titan. Of course, several Titans have made their way here to New England to be with their old coach. I saw an interesting stat that since they fired Mike Vrabel, he has now won 5 games with the Patriots, and the Titans have won 4 in the 2 years since he's been fired. So, don't think it was his problem.
No.
I guess their new owner down there is a piece of work, and she's over-medally. That's my understanding of it.
We wouldn't know anything about that.
No, we wouldn't. 10-14 now as Schmidt puts this one through. Browns thwarted by the penalty that time. Now they had a 3rd and 1. Remember, they went backwards several times. Okay, 14-10. Here come the Patriots. Decent return up the middle. That's Marcus Jones, a cornerback, is the kick returner, and they're up to the 36, and that's where Drake May and company will come out. Do the Browns need to change anything because of how much Vrabel knows what we're doing, or what do you think about that, Kit?
Well, I mean, I think that just because he knows what they like to do and how they're built and constructed in the playbook doesn't necessarily mean he knows what the game plan is going to be against him. So for example, coming into the Browns for Miami, you would have thought, heavy man-to-man, that's what they're going to run, that's what they do best, that's what Jim Schwartz and his defense is known for. Leave your defensive backs in man coverage with a few zone underneath or potentially in quarters behind, and then rush 4 and trust your pressure to get to the quarterback in time to affect the throw. Right? That's kind of the normal look for these Browns. And that's what you would have scouted going into that game. And Miami was completely flummoxed when they ran almost exclusively zone. They ran some zone blitz. They ran some Tampa 2. They were doing all kinds of zone that's not typical of these Browns or this defense. But they knew against Miami with Tua, who is much more of a first read, find the one-on-one, hit his man kind of guy with his special athletes. Throw in a little bit of zone, and you can discombobulate him in a spot where he's not expecting a man to be in that coverage. And as soon as that happens, you saw the results: 4 turnovers, 3 of them being picks from Tua.
Indeed. So yes, he knows what he could expect, but he doesn't know what we're going to bring.
Yep.
Good punt there for Behringer, former Michigan State Spartan, and then a good tackle right at the line for Jack Gibbons. As Q cannot get past him. Still need more push from the internal, especially the internal 3 from this line. Not playing anywhere where we once were, and there it is again, right up the middle. And that looked awfully similar this time, as this one's going to be Christian Ellis. Now 3rd and long from the 3. Danger time here. The importance of the special teams. Now Quinchon to the right side. Oh boy! He's going to be tackled at the 1. Gibbons again, and that's about as ugly of a 3 and out as you can get. They're going to lose 3 yards in the process, as Chief cannot hold that block. Otherwise, Quinchon gets to the outside. He's going to have a 1st down more. Borges with a short punt. Ooh, it's blocked in the end zone! Picked up, and a touchdown for the Patriots! Oh, boy. Not what we want to see there.
And that right there is actually why you don't ever want to be punting so when you're right off a guy's face mask. Why you don't want to be punting out of your own end zone compressed like that? You normally stand about 12 to 13 yards deep for the punt.
Yep.
Obviously, you don't have that kind of space when you're on the 1-inch line like they were there. So it's a little forward of where the punter would normally like to be. That little extra or that shorter distance the defense has to go to get to the block leads to, blocks like that, because the punter's a little bit rushed and a lot less space to work with, and suddenly you're looking at that kind of a disastrous result, which totally turns this game on its head. And that's why, as we've talked about in this channel many times, the going for it on 4th and 1 from the 1-inch line.
Yep.
Even if it is a turnover on downs because you get 0 yardage, is putting you potentially in that position if you can manage to hold them for no yardage right out of the gate, or potentially give yourself a chance at safety.
Absolutely. Well said. So, yeah, you can pin those 7 points back on the punter for that coffin corner at the end of the previous drive. Now the Browns in trouble after a sack. Milton Williams, the former Eagle, the Super Bowl champ, comes over in free agency, and he's been a really nice piece in the middle of this D-line. Hey, Mason, welcome in. Brian, welcome in. Good to have you on. Trips to the right side. Here comes Q now up the middle, and it'll be stuck by Spillane right at the line, 3rd and very long. And Mike Vrabel's going to actually call a timeout, one of the best time managers in the game. He's going to take this plus the free 2-minute warning here in 12 seconds. Blitz coming. Gabriel now will step up, throw it very short across the middle of the thrash. He's got a lot of work to do. He'll get to the 30, and now Vrabel will call another timeout. And here comes the punt. Their defense is pretty good, Wendell. This team's 5-2 and leading the division that has the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, and New York Jets in it. They'll punt. One man. Oh, never mind. Thought he was going to try to beat one man. He goes for a fair catch. Vrabel, a little salt and pepper beard there for Vrabes on the sideline. 2 minutes and 1 second. Give it to Stevenson up the middle, and tackled right away by Swessinger, and that's the 2-minute warning. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports is the channel, only place on YouTube that you're going to find these simulated sporting events with live original commentary. And Brian, to your point, we can't make them do anything. All we do is simulate the games, and Kit and I do the commentary for it. So we can't make them do anything. Although there was once upon a time in the channel where we did actually get to the Super Bowl with Baker and then lost it in overtime. Heartbreaking fashion. Drake May sliding down at the 40. And now we're in the middle of the rebuild. The Deshaun Watson failure rebuild. First down, 1:36 and counting. They've got one timeout left. Throw to the right side, stepping out of bounds. 2nd and 3. That's to Mario Douglas. Up to the midfield stripe here. Wonder what kind of leg Borregales has. We'll find out. Drake May back to pass. Quick little slant to the left side. First down to Diggs, but not much more than that. Are they going to use their last timeout? Nope, they're going to go hurry up. Let's see if the Browns can keep him out of the end zone, or off of the scoreboard, rather. Pressure coming. They're going to get to him this time. Miles and McGuire. Meet him at the 39-yard line. First sack of the day for the Demolition Dogs.
Well, they give us an excellent example there from Drake, who simulated Drake May anyway. It gives us an excellent example of why Sanders is underdeveloped, at least last we saw him. That's not the direction you want to be running. If anything, you need to work up in the pocket, not give up those yardage, because that yardage, you're running into the pass rush lane by backing up there, and you're losing yardage for your team.
Yep, Drake May fired over the middle into double coverage. Incomplete, dangerous ball, not only to get picked, but for the safety of Stephon Diggs there. 36 seconds, that's a third and very long. Browns rush a fourth late, but the Patriots have it picked up pretty well now. He'll break three, he'll throw short across the middle. First down, Kayshon Boutte. Oh my, on a third and very long. He eventually beats Campbell all the way across the formation and gets a first down, but they are running out of time. They rush up 15, 14, 13 on the clock. May going to try to run another play. They have a single timeout left. Browns just rushing three. Throw it to the right side. Incomplete. He knocks it out of the hands of the receiver. That time that's the rookie Kyle Williams out of Washington State.
Good coverage from Bush out on the perimeter.
Across the middle. Got it down with 3 seconds left, and they'll call their final timeout. Expertly done that time by May and the Patriots to offer another chance for 3 points here. Just going to be a 42.5-yarder for the rookie, Andres Borregales. And the Browns felt like they were in this one, but that punt return block, or sorry, the punt block and then falling on in the end zone is a free 7 points for that one, and that's where that big gap of points has come from. 24-10 here at half. We'll see if they can lick their wounds and make some adjustments. Good, appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports. Thanks so much to all of our subscribers. Again, I've picked up another 25 or so in the last couple of months. If that's you, thank you so much. We appreciate that. If we've been around for a long time, special thanks to you as well. We really appreciate everybody who's been with us for the long haul. This COVID project in 2020 that has taken on legs now here, darn near 6 years, into our 6th year already, which is crazy. Crazy. 24-10. Browns do get the ball. Here comes Ford. Try to go left, and Marve Mapu is going to drill him back. And Mapu with a big hit that time. In his 3rd season out of Sacramento State, kind of a safety who's turned in to a linebacker. All right. Come on, Dylan. Up the middle. Give it to Q. That's a good start. Studkins for about 8. Give him 9. Nearing the first down for the Browns. Tackled by Carlton Davis, former Commander. To pass. Gabriel blitz up the middle, and nobody ever got to it. They were setting up screen again, and Gibbons was on a blitz. That's an unfortunate timing of that call. We did run one screen effectively. Now we've had several that have been sacks.
Yeah, they did have the one. However, this one, you really can't allow, you want to let your guy go by for the screen, but you don't want to let him go uncontested. You at least need a chip on that rush. You can't have a free rusher in the place of the quarterback because the timing isn't going to work out.
Yeah, and that was a blitzing linebacker as well. 3rd and 10 now. Gabriel, he's got some green grass. He'll float it. Deep shot. He's got a man with some steps. First down. Bond. Why did he fall down? He would have had a touchdown.
No, he was absolutely touchdown, ball in hand. I think he might have slipped here because it was in the basket for sure. His feet kind of go out to the inside. It looks like, yeah, he's kind of fallen on the inside a little bit, but that's still, you expect him to be able to make that catch and keep running because he is for sure in, but a nice ball. Maybe a little inside, but a nice ball from Gabriel to get it to his guy. Good read too.
Now they're gonna give it some juke move from Sampson to the left side. Spin move Sampson to the 10, to the 8, to the 6. Dylan Sampson with some hard yards. First down, Browns.
Certainly makes you wonder. The last 2 plays make you wonder about the turf in this game, if it may be a bit slickery out there, as they've seen 2 slips. That guy, he was just on his rear,
Yes, he was.
just completely slipped out.
Sampson can't do it twice. They'll string him out to the left. And Carlton Davis III sheaths the sword and/or locks down the seatbelt. 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Gabriel in a shotgun. Back to pass now. Q leaves the pocket, and now Gabriel's in trouble. He'll throw on the run. Caught short. Fannin! Touchdown, Browns! 44 finds the end zone, and the Browns cut into the lead. Nice opening drive of the half.
Yeah, that was excellent right there, using the weapons you have available. Fannin in some space here. Good movement by Gabriel out there on the little rollout boot, and able to find his backup tight end, who has been a dynamo for this team. He has been very, very good, part of that excellent rookie class we've been raving about. And you see some of it right there, not only catching the ball with some assurity, but also able to turn upfield, get himself into the end zone. Good field awareness. Great play by the Browns.
Sure was. 24-17. Huge opening drive to half number 2. Harold Fannin from Dylan Gabriel. Again,
and the good news is
he's all over the place.
In spite of the missed opportunity from Vaughn with that little bit of slippage, 2 plays later, you're in the end zone. You'll take it.
Wendell, they have not. They haven't had anybody in a while. So Leroy Kelly, he's the great 44 from our past, but no, they do not have the 44 retired. 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard gain.
They've only got a handful, actually. There aren't that many.
Let's try to go
2-14.
Yeah, I was going to say Graham and Brown. I think at some point maybe Joe Thomas is, although nobody is brave enough to take a 73 right now, it is technically available. Play action twice. Now May fired over the middle, picked off, and Swessinger at the 50 to the 45. Carson Swessinger, and the Browns are in business.
In business indeed. That's the kind of complementary football you're looking for. If the offense can punch this right back in, it's a whole new ball game. Exactly what you needed to have happen. Your rookie linebacker playing excellent coverage, just ball hawking it there, sitting in his zone, reading with his eyes, sees the ball come out, and is in a perfect position to make that play, putting your offense right back on the field. And that's why you're so excited about this rookie class. We've seen them all over the place. Bond, Fannin, and now Schlesinger just making play after play after play.
Yep. Gabriel, another one of those rookies. Good time in the pocket, and Cornelius Lucas can't block anything. Sacked again. Tough one there. Calavion Chason getting home again. And Chason sacking Gabriel for at least the 2nd time. They'll push him back. 2nd and 18. Gabriel back to pass. He's got good time this time. Now he'll step up to the 50, to the 45. He'll be hit, holds on to the football. He'll gain 7. It becomes a 3rd and long here. Not quite in field goal range just yet. Let's see what Kevin dials up. And more importantly, if Gabriel's willing to pull the trigger on it. Back to pass now. Gabriel. Sampson stays in. Max protect. A dot! I think we're going to go for this.
I think they would go for this. 4th and 3 from the 36. Looks like a spot that Stefanski's going for it, especially in a game where you feel like you just captured some momentum. You got a chance to get a little bit more right here.
Back to pass, Gabriel. Fired over the middle. Dropped! Oh, Thrash! It was right in his hands. And your lack of
having those drops.
I was going to say your lack of elite wide receivers rears its ugly head again. And there is no doubt that we have a massive hole of talent on the offensive line room and the wide receiver room right now. Again, you weren't going to completely redo the team in 1 year, but those rooms very much ignored right now, and you're seeing that play out in several other spots. May, quick throw to the right side, and Hunter Henry with the catch. So they can't do anything with the Schlesinger interception. Again, it was right in the hands of Jamari Thrash and couldn't hold on. Stevenson now blown up by Mason Graham. Looks like Miles Harden was also in there. How about Ronnie Hickman? He's really starting to come into his own as our free safety. Of course, had that pick and had a really, really nice Really, really nice game against the Dolphins. If you haven't seen the clip, he's actually saying, give it to me, Tua, give it to me, Tua, because he knows the look is coming on the play that he does get the pick on, which is awesome. Left side throw, and Diggs wasn't ready for it. Campbell, who's been another really nice addition to the team. I really like the way he plays football.
Yeah.
He's been a monster, and again, a week and a half of practice for this team.
Well, he's been sticky, which is what you want to see, and you had some of that from Newsome, but he's got a bigger frame.
Yep.
He's got a little bit more speed, especially front straight line speed. He's made some plays from behind, which has been huge, and he really seems to fit the mold of what this defense is trying to do. Newsome was not happy as a slot cornerback, which is really what his really, if he wanted to be the best version of himself, that's where he should have been. And he should have focused on that, but it was clear he didn't want that. For obvious reasons. I mean, that's not the glitzy spot. It doesn't get paid as well, but it is so critically important, and he has the skill set you want for it. But unfortunately, it wasn't his ideal, and instead you trade for a guy with more of what you want in your perimeter defender, on the outside solo island. And we've seen the results of it. It's been really positive. Plus, it's more cap and team friendly for this team, as you're going to have to pay Newsome, and you've got Campbell now in a position that sets you up for success on the longer term.
Yep. Campbell is under contract for a couple years, and the Jags paid his big signing bonus. So. Yep. Where is the? I don't know how to do this. Concept formation. There we go. This feels like QB sneak time. Where's the QB sneak at? There it is. Oh boy, hurry up, Phil. Hurry up. Hurry. 3, 2, snap it. First down, Gabriel. I know it's from their own 21. It felt like they were really close. And that I needed to do it. That was it. Situational coach mode. Indeed. Yes, Earl, he is playing. He's starting opposite, well, when Travis Hunter plays, he's opposite of Travis Hunter. But he did get burned for a couple touchdowns I saw in the highlights when they lost. Here's Bond across the middle. First down and spinning around to the 43-yard line. Isaiah Bond showing you some of the wheels.
I'm not sure how that one snuck through the defense.
I'm not sure either.
They were in a perfect position for a pick, two of them really, but somehow threads the thinnest of margins in the needle there as one jumps the route, the other one makes a bad pursuit angle, and Bond gets past them both and is able to get extra yardage through all of that. I'm not sure how that worked out, but we'll take it.
We will. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Gabriel back to pass. Blitz coming. He feels it. Right side. Throw wide open. Bond. 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Browns. 57 yards. He was uncovered down the right sideline.
Yeah, what a read there. Recognizing Bond was flashing wide open here. Gabriel doesn't hesitate. Put the bullet right on him. Bad defense from the Patriots, but Bond makes him pay here. Rookies having a day.
Wow, broken coverage. We've seen the Browns do it so many times over the years. It's nice to see another team do it. My, oh my, was he open, and credit Gabriel for looking that way against a blitz. And Bond's got the wheels to not be caught, and a huge touchdown. I'll give myself a small assist from going for it on that 4th and inches to keep the drive alive. 24-24. Wow, indeed. Jim, thank you for that research.
Yeah, critical and just in time. They needed the first down. It gave an extra momentum boost. You're right, they'd go for that on a 4th and inches. A QB sneak, the perfect call in that spot. And getting that extra chance sets up the thread the needle the next play, and then an absolute dynamo, broken coverage down, can't miss play, and Gabriel doesn't miss.
That was wild. Now Drake May, quick throw to the right side, a little RPO or a little smoke screen. Broken tackles, blocked up well, and Douglas is all the way into Browns territory before Campbell comes all the way across the field to make the tackle. He caught that 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and it was blocked up so well. Stevenson this time runs right into Miles for a 2-yard loss. Thank you, Jim. Autogram, Jim Brown. Is that Ernie Davis? I don't know Fleming. I apologize for that. And Lou Groza. So 14, 32, 45, 46, and 76 for the Browns are retired. May shuffling. He'll try to run, and he runs right into Ronnie Hickman's shoulder. Big play, 3rd and 10.
Makes it 3rd down and 10.
2 receivers to the right. Stevenson, the single back, the double tight end. Back to pass. Drake May to the right side. Threw it at the feet of Diggs, and he won't hold on. Harden was all over him, but that was not the best throw from May, and a punt coming for the Patriots.
Defense absolutely doing what they needed to, stiffening at that spot where they had to have it, and able to keep them out of field goal range. Another great punt though for the Patriots. As the Browns going to have to kind of start a bit of a hole, not on the 1 this time, but they do need to make sure they're getting positive yardage, staying ahead of the sticks here.
Yes.
Perhaps a little bit of 10 magic.
Yes. He starts with the ball. He takes a shoulder from Spillane. And much like the real Quinshon Judkins, he's having a hard time getting past the line of scrimmage because we're not blocking it up super well. When he does, though, it can be effective. Sampson's going to lose a yard as well. Harold Landry in there, another former Titan, the edge rusher. Now 3rd and 11. He's going to have, Gabriel's going to have to throw. Now he's going to step up. Fires on the run, incomplete. He tried to squeeze it in. I feel like that's literally the first time the words Jerry Jeudy was going to come out of my mouth. He was on that pass attempt, and he's not able to pull it in, and the Browns are going to go 3 and out. And at least Bajorquez should have the full runway for a punt this time.
Yes, he will.
And he gets it off with ease. Hey, Marlo, welcome in. Hello to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Taking it to 45. He'll get across the 50 and then be thrown to the ground by Harold Fannin. Playing some special teams. 2 minutes to go. 24-24. It's been a good one. Appreciate you guys joining me and Kit here on this one. Nagy on Sports. Browns and Patriots. Stretch it to the left side. No, they'll fake it, but it'll roll right into a blitzing Isaiah McGuire, who was not fooled by the boot action at all.
Talk about great defensive line play here as you are just, I mean, that's what, 4 deep in our defensive edge room that we're looking at there, as he has been a big part of this, and he is he's looking really good. Again, an uncontested rush is always an opportunity you got to make good on, and he comes from the blind side in that case, able to just bury Drake May.
Yep, RPO again to the right side. Same play we saw. This time it's Booty instead of Davis, and Delpit comes up to lay the boomstick back at the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9 coming up. Everybody up the line. They'll drop back out of it. May trying to read in real time, and Miles gets home. It's the rookie Will Campbell. Gives up his first sack to Myles Garrett. Likely won't be his last. That's kind of a cool celebration as they blow up the blow up doll version of your Halloween lawn ornament of Myles Garrett. I've not seen that one before.
I haven't seen that one either. That's good.
Because this one's going to be a no. I thought it was going to be out of bounds at the 1. It goes just out of the end zone in this one. Whew. Yeah, I had to catch myself in the middle of that one, Earl. I was trying to think of the word. I guess they're just called blow-up, like the character blow-up character things. Doll isn't necessarily what I meant. Back up to pass and sacked again. Look at Cornelius Sukas. Hey, that's the guy I should be blocking. It's that big Kairos Tonga into the backfield. And that's probably how the 3rd quarter comes to a close. Browns don't have to force it here unless they want to with 5 seconds. Gabriel clapping his hands like he wants it. And we're going to flip it to the 4th quarter. 24-24, we're all square. Inflatables, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Earl. I just completely blanked out on that one. What a game. Guys, appreciate you joining Kit and I on this one. It's been a lot of fun. Again, thanks so much to all of our subscribers. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe or you got yourself a new Gmail account, that was a sweet juke right there. Carlton Davis going to want to use the bathroom during that time in the film. But we'd appreciate it. Or yeah, if you get a new Gmail account, you can subscribe from multiple. It's allowed. We'll allow it. 2nd and 16. Browns, can they pull off a second win in a row, and dare we call it a winning streak? Fired over the middle. Caught. First down. Q. He's been really good out of the backfield. Stiff arm. Quinshon all the way up to the midfield stripe. What a play from Studkins.
Well, if you're having trouble getting your running back going in the middle of the line of scrimmage, get yourself the ball to the running back in some space. Because absolutely, there it is. Little angle route on the inside, perfectly placed right in his lap. He's able to make good on it, turn right upfield, and then yards after contact, as he does, except now he's doing it against secondary players who are considerably smaller. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see.
Yep. Gabriel again. He'll scramble. He'll slide across the 50 to the 49. Picks up a gain of 4. And yeah, Jack Gibbons is a nice linebacker, but he's not going to stay with Quinchon in coverage like that. Out of a shotgun now. Ford checks into the game. He'll follow a pulling Batonio to the right and pick up a couple of yards. 3rd and manageable for the Browns. This feels like go-for-it territory. My finger's on the button in case it's needed. Gabriel, good protection, firing in rhythm, left side, first down to the Chief to the 40-yard line. No need to go for it. They got it on their own.
They sure did. Always good to go to the Chief in those kind of situations. Sure hands and gets the job done.
Judkins up the middle, pulling the pile and tacklers with him for a gain of 7, and now Sampson checks in. Thunder to the Lightning now. Turn around. Sampson to the right. Skinny through the hole. First down, Browns to the 30-yard line. Love the mix and match of the two rookies.
Yeah, they really complement each other well. You see it again right there as he's able to get Skinny, just like you said. But that will open up the running lanes for Judkins just as much, as he's just a different feel from the running back position.
Back to pass again. It's Judkins. He's holding the football forward, pointing out blockers with the ball in his hand. Sheesh.
Not particularly the most advisable route. Either that or he's taunting the defense like, here's the ball, come knock it out of my hand. I wouldn't recommend that next time there, Q, but do like the effort and certainly love seeing him get the ball out of the backfield again. That has been a big recipe for success on this drive.
Sure hasn't. Yeah, Earl, we've seen some new things in general today. Gabriel in trouble. Pocket collapsing. Ball pops out. Where's it at? I think he fell back on it, or somebody did, because the Browns have a 2nd and goal. Oh, boy. That pocket got real tight, real fast for Gabriel. 11 personnel in there now. Motion coming. It's going to be Q. Why not? He's been effective catching the football. He'll go to the right side. Fired it out of the back of the end zone as Gabriel. This should be safe. 3rd and goal, but we're all the way back at the 16. Have to end this drive with a kick. Field goal has to be the worst thing that can happen. Q stays in for a max protect situation, but Gabriel's still going to break down. Fired at end zone, but out of the back of the end zone. Why is Conklin running a route? What was that? Conklin in the back of the end zone.
Well, that'll be a penalty for illegal ineligible man.
I think he was the 3rd tight end.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not sure why you do that with Conklin, but all right.
All right, indeed. Schmidt's kick is up, and Schmidt's kick is good. Browns with their first lead of the game, 27-24, now at 10-23. Can the defense make a couple of stops here? Get a stop, drain some clock.
Let's talk about Schmidt for a second.
Yeah.
After all
Let's
of the
talk
doubt
about it.
and all of the concern and all of the woe is Cleveland and the kicker situation. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be the answer in Cleveland. I'm not saying this rest of the season is going to continue the streak, but give the guy some credit. He has
been great.
Turned it around in a big way, hit some big kicks. He's been very good ever since that game where we felt like maybe he wasn't the answer and was really struggling, and all of a sudden you see him, since that Bengals game, come out and just be consistent. Exactly what you want out of him.
Sure is. May on the run. He'll just throw it away. Nobody over there. Throw the flag. They won't. 3rd and 11. Double A gap look again. Swessinger and Bush right in there. Will they come or will they drop? They will drop. Back to pass now. May. Pressure coming from Collins, and Malik Collins just bullies his way as he's been so effective at doing this year, and the D-line does their job, and the Patriots will have to punt.
Yeah, straight bull rush puts his offensive lineman in the lap of Drake May. Exactly what you're looking to do there, Colin. But it's textbook. He just basically sheds the block to make the tackle. Look at the work through the block directly into May. Transfers the bull rush from one to the other, and that is so hard as a quarterback to work with, because when the center of that pocket collapses, it is. I mean, you have nowhere to go except to the rush from the outside, which is why those things are complementary.
Indeed, they are. Again, a couple of big run after the catches. He had that deep shot where Bond fell down, and then the second deep shot where Bond went 57. So that's why his yards are so high. For the most part, he continues to look like Dylan Gabriel in real life, which is lots of short and quick passes, as Sampson's going to be ripped down behind the line by Christian Barber. Under 9 to play. Browns nursing a 3-point lead on the road against the AFC East leading New England Patriots. Of course, the Browns will play all of the AFC East. Jets coming up right after the bye, I believe. And then the Bills later in December. I'm looking to go to that game. Actually, I have some friends who are big Bills fans, so we're going to try to sneak our way into that one. Pressure coming, and he'll throw it away completely.
And the one more point on the Andre Schmidt situation.
Yeah.
Kicker. And again, I'm not saying he's the answer. I'm not saying he's going to continue this rest of the season. I certainly hope he does. Consistency has been there. I certainly have enjoyed seeing it. But
Chief! Sorry.
No, all good.
Touchdown
Love seeing that.
Browns!
Love seeing that. Chief doing the wide receiver one stuff there out on the perimeter. Not sure that was drawn up to look like that, but it certainly did look like a wide receiver one as he just basically runs a little wheel route for the tight end out on the perimeter. Beautiful catch. Goes up the high, pointed over the shoulder, and touchdown with a little wheels for number 85.
Jiminy Christmas. We haven't seen all kinds of weird things in the sim today. Let's go.
We sure have. That was a lot of fun. But to finish the point that I was just about to make.
So rudely interrupted by me.
By the Chief and his wonderful play. I can't take away from it. It was a great play. Love seeing it. But to finish the point is that it's not like these have all been vanilla kicks either. I mean, he hit a high pressure game winner against Green Bay, and what more do you want?
Not much. Maybe like Brandon Aubrey, and you can just effortlessly drill it from 65, I guess.
Well, yeah, I'd love to see that too, but let's be realistic. That's not normal.
Just the fact that you don't have to be like, oh God, I hope he makes it. Mason Graham will get a sack. Even extra points, you're just like, oh, that's going to go in.
Mason Graham just absolutely showing more of this dominant rookie class, showing up in a huge way in this game. They have been all over the field. Every one of them has been involved in big plays. Number 94 right there.
34-24 with under 8 to play. May's got to hurry here if they want to get into it. And now the D-line can just tee off. They've had 6 sacks, and McGuire has accounted for 3 of them himself today. Sheesh. This D-line, fierce and nasty.
And you set the dogs loose in these kind of situations. This is what this team is built to do. They get these kind of leads, and bam, there it is. Graham getting done again. As they talk about collapsing the pocket, there wasn't a pocket. Graham just coming free. Nobody bothering with 94, and that is not a good choice.
It looked like they were maybe trying to run a screen pass, and Mason Graham wouldn't have it any of it. Now they're going to go 4 receivers to the left on a 4th and 26 from their own 7. This could be the game. May stepping up in the pocket, throws it real short. Hunter Henry, there's 0 chance he picks up 26 yards. And McGuire makes the tackle again, and the Browns have a 1st and 10 at the Patriot 13. Holy moly.
This in for a touchdown. It is for sure over. What a play from this defense. What a series really for this defense, as they just absolutely lit him up all over the place. The D-line getting the job done, and if 8 can get the job done here and get it punched into the end zone, then look out, this one's going to be over.
Sampson will go left. Can he get the corner? No, can't quite get it. Spillane got there quickly. And again, last week in the Miami game, we kind of saw for the first time what the game script is supposed to be, which is get a lead, play clean, and then let your defense feast. And that's exactly what happened. And it turned into a pistol whipping in the process.
Yep. And we're seeing more of it here. I mean, they're dipping into the same play. Now, it took them a lot longer to get to it. They had to play from behind a little bit and play some good, solid, complementary football. But, man, did they. They got that one turnover, which turned out to be clutch, and they capitalized on it, and here we are.
Pressure coming. Gabriel, just eat it. That's fine. 8 seconds.
And yes, I know we didn't score that drive, but it was a field position game at that point because that punt led to to solid, or sorry, that even though they didn't get the touchdown that time, they had good field position, then have to punt, and then they had a shorter drive the next time, which they were able to put in. So they were still able to capitalize off of that turnover, because that turnover is the field position game in a nutshell.
Yep. Schmidt in here for a 33-yarder this time to extend the lead, and right through the uprights. Schmidt happens there, and he drilled it. I don't know why the game is kind of oddly laggy right now. Is anybody else's streams looking laggy like that too?
It has been a little bit.
It's definitely the game, which does not usually happen. Yeah. Oh, all right. Alex says it doesn't look laggy. All right, good. Maybe it's just my screen being laggy today. All right, Drake May's got a mountain to climb and 454 to try to do it. How about 458 to 267? The Browns have really poured it on here in that second half. Specifically, it started with that nice opening drive to start the half, and they haven't looked back since. Remember, it was 24-10 at the half. Browns now 27 unanswered here in half number 2. Not sure why you're handing it off to Ramondre Stevenson, but he can't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Josh McDaniels in his bag right now, or not. 2nd and 12. Clock keeps running. Slant across the middle, caught immediately and then tackled by Miles Harden and Carson Swessinger. Nowhere to go for Demario Douglas. 4:14 and counting. Browns 37, New England 24. Across the formation goes Stephon Diggs. Taking a lot of time. Now more motion from Henry. May asking for the football. Gets the football. 4-man rush. Now he'll fire. Left side. Incomplete. Coverage by Denzel. All over the tight end Hunter Henry, and it's a 4th and 10.
Yeah, certainly wasted a lot of time when you're down. Not really a wise move there. Again, we've never been very fond of Madden's situational football or clock management, as they're going to go for it again on 4th. But certainly not an ideal situation for them.
Indeed. May, deep shot, right side, caught! Kayshon Boutte, how did he catch that? Holy moly, Ward was all over him, and a prayer on 4th and 10 is answered, and they stay alive.
That's exactly what they needed, but their clock is their worst enemy right now.
Yep, sure is. Now May gives it to Travion. He'll try to go wide. Travion hit by Miles, and he'll throw backwards. And Travion Henderson's been a nice player, but I think everybody has now seen we took the right Buckeye running back.
Yeah, we sure have, and you gotta love what this defense has been doing. Especially, you saw it a ton in the Miami game. They just do not quit on plays. You got guys from the middle of the D-line rush making plays on the perimeters because they ain't quitting on it. As you're seeing Alex Wright and Mason Graham just scraping down the line and making impressive plays on guys getting little bubble screens out there, and that's the kind of play that you love seeing from the defense. Is the Patriots able to score, but still a big uphill climb for them.
Indeed, it is. So they are going to punch this one in. 2:39 to go. They still have 3 timeouts. Borregales' kick is up, and it is good. So it's 37-31 with 3 timeouts. Do you kick it deep and play defense, or do you go onside? They're going to kick it deep. Gabriel needs a couple of first downs here. Cannot be too overly predictable.
You really have to hope. In this spot, I think I agree. You got to go kick it deep and hope for a 3 and out. That's what you need to ask your defense for, or some kind of a turnover.
Yep.
But you're counting on the minimizing the clock damage, and with 3 timeouts, the opportunity to get downfield yourself.
Yep. Here comes Q. Puts his foot in the ground, and then the hole closed immediately. No gain. Well, let's say a gain of 1. Pretty packed Gillette Stadium here. Foxborough, Massachusetts. 2nd and 9. At the very least, you got to make them use all 3 of their timeouts. He'll throw. And he'll spin, and he'll throw short to Fannin, who can't hold on, and that's a waste of the timeout. Ugh,
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The drop there really painful because it means you can't continue to run the block. He was in a good position to be tackled inbounds, but he's got to come down with the ball.
I just thought Gabriel was going to run, to be honest. Now quick throw over the middle, caught by Jerry Jeudy, his first catch of the day, and on 4th and 1. Oh, at the 38, I can't do it. I can't make him go for it.
I don't think you go for this here. You got to punt it.
I think you got to punt it, and they will. Oh, I really want to, though. That QB sneak good for about 1.5 yards every time. Punt and play defense. Similar to that Minnesota game, this is what the Browns are supposed to be wanting to do. I don't know, Earl. He did turn. You're right. Just get upfield, bury your nose towards that line again. He didn't do it. 2:11. They have 1 timeout left. So it would be the 2-minute warning, and they'd be out of timeout. So we'll see if those 11 seconds come back to haunt us. Browns can end it here with their defense. May, back to pass. Short throw over the middle. Caught by Ramondre Stevenson. Immediately tackled, and it's 2-minute warning. Keep tackling them in bounds. That's fine with me. 37-31. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel. It's been a very entertaining sim. So glad that you guys have joined it with us. 71 of people have watched this sim today. We appreciate that. Over the middle to Travion for some reason, and he's blown up by a bevy of Browns. 2-yard run for Travion Henderson. That fooled nobody.
No, it sure didn't. I mean, obviously they're trying to go for a tendency breaker, not expecting a run, but they blow it up anyway.
Short throw across the middle. Stevenson, guess who's there? Swessinger with another tackle. They do get a first down, but they are wasting time and field. Still have that last timeout left. Field goal does them nothing at this point. Back to pass May. Browns continue to just rush forward. Throw it out of the backfield. Stevenson again. Carson Swessinger all over the field for another tackle. This kid is incredible. Henderson's actually out as the slot receiver. Interesting with both running backs in. Now back to pass. May once again fired it over the middle. Got a man in space. Oh, he can't hold on because Delpit lays him out, and it was Henderson. Oh, my.
How good is Delpit? And talk about your veteran leadership in that backfield. He has been so good.
Swessinger with another tackle on a quick slant. 57-56. Holding on to that final timeout. 3rd and 1. Drake May fakes the handoff. Left side throw. He's wide open. Diggs pushed out of bounds by Tyson Campbell at the 25. And there's still 46 seconds to go. Ooh, it's getting a little nervy now. May, he'll step up. Now he'll fire. Floated wide open. 3-2. Down to the 2-yard line. It's the rookie Kyle Williams. And that puts May over 400 yards passing. And it's a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Do the Browns need to start calling timeouts?
Yeah, I feel like you almost have to. At this point, you're feeling the pressure as suddenly you're going to need a field goal to win this if they can punch it in, assuming they make the PAT. You really want to hold first. If you hold, you win. But if you can't hold, you want a little time to work with.
And they're going no huddle. The clock is still running. Brown's got to be exhausted at this point. May. And he'll spike the ball. 18 seconds to go. Can the Browns hold on? Whoops, somebody moved early. Is it going to be the left tackle, Will Campbell? Oh, they're going to say it's Alex Wright going offside. So now 2nd and goal moves to the 1. Oh, man. Drama in Foxborough. Defensive tackle in is the fullback. May under center. 3-step drop. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Hits all around him. Right side throw. And he throws it away in the direction of Hunter Henry. Thought the Browns were going to get a sack. Sack would make me feel better because they'd have to burn that final timeout. Back to pass. May stepping up. Thrown over the middle. Touchdown with 10 seconds. Demario Douglas beat Grant Delpit on a little slant. May was rolling to his right, threw back to his left, and the Browns cannot hold this win. Can they turn around and win it themselves?
Well, they still have to make this PAT. Obviously, a block here would be huge. As trying to ice the kicker, they're going to take one of those timeouts.
Yeah,
I don't like that call at all.
I don't
because that's wasting a critical timeout, and icing the kicker, as we know, does not tend to work in the NFL, so I don't like that at all. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them either.
Kick is up. Why is it in slow motion?
I don't know.
It was weird, but it's good.
That was weird.
And now my stream thing is telling me that YouTube is not making enough video to stream smoothly. What is happening? Sorry, everybody. Hope it still looks okay on your end. Just good. All right. You got 10 seconds. You got 2 timeouts. I don't feel great about this for us. Not going to lie, friends. This is why I don't celebrate wins. And what are we doing?
Running the ball and taking a timeout. Of course, that's what you do in that
Why
spot,
would you hand it off?
Oh, no.
What are we doing?
Because Madden.
Because Madden. Left side throw incomplete as Gabriel got smashed as he threw it away, and now just 2 seconds left.
Now you got a Hail Mary, and that's all. That's the only play. It has to go to the end zone.
Or you get the PI.
Yep.
Gabriel, shot, incomplete. The Browns lose, 37-38.
And the most Brownsian fashion.
Oh,
that's why you needed
boy.
that in the end zone earlier. But yeah, the very Browns loss here, and it hurt. I mean, it hurt to see it, and it was just mismanaged all over the place. And as much as they were playing three-phase complementary football, that broke down at the most critical moment at the end of the game. All 3 phases failing there at the end, and you see the mismanagement going against the Browns, and you know they end up with that 1-point win, which would really hurt in a game like that.
Yeah. No, they had a block punt for a touchdown. That would have helped.
Yep.
We talked about that incomplete pass. Could they have used those extra 11 seconds? They scored with 10 left. Just saying.
Yep. Right.
Oh, Browns. That was a fun sim until the last 18 seconds of the game. Let's look at some stats here on this one quickly. Do appreciate you being on with us here. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports. Drake made it a valiant comeback for his boys. 33 of 46 for 412. 4 touchdowns. He did have the 1 interception. Stevenson, 13 for 38. Travion just 4 for -1. And this one, Drake May had 4 scrambles for 20 yards. Mario Douglas was very good today. 9 for 94. Had the 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. And yeah, you're right, Earl. Our pass rush couldn't get home on that last drive, could they? 7 for 46 for Henry. 6 for 87. A touchdown for Diggs. Kayshon Boutte, 5 for 103. Stevenson, 4 for 56. And a touchdown as well in this one. Robert Spillane, leading tackler, 16 for him. Jack Gibbons, 13. Carlton Davis, 11. They were in the backfield a lot. Again, Browns' offensive line is doo-doo, and we know that. Clavion Chase on 2.5. 2 for Milton Williams. 2 for Jack Gibbons. 1 for Kyrus Tonga. And a half for Harold Landry. No interceptions again. As actually, no, they did force. They recovered the fumble in the end zone. That was the turnover for the Browns, who have done such a nice job. That is the one thing Dylan Gabriel is doing, is not turning the football over. He does so again today. 20 of 29 for 393. 3 touchdowns for Dylan. Quinshon, 18 for 57. Gabriel, 9 for 69, including the touchdown. 7 for 6 for Sampson. 3 for 10 for 4. Chief, 6 for 123 and a touchdown. Quinshon, 5 for 88 out of the backfield today, so over 120 yards of combined offense for him. Sorry, almost 140 yards of combined offense for him. Thrash, 4 for 37 and 2 epic drops, including on 4th down. 3 for 129 for Isaiah Bond, the touchdown. Just 1 catch today for Jerry Jeudy, 1 for Harold Fannin, and it went to the end zone. His drop at the end of the game, also very important. Leading tackler, no surprise, we called his name a lot, Schlesinger. How about Isaiah McGuire today? 10 tackles, including 7 TFLs in this one for him. 2 sacks for Graham, 2 sacks for McGuire, 1.5 for Collins, 1.5 for Miles. All 4 D linemen getting after it in this one. The pick was by Schlesinger, and again, at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Wow, wow, wow. Kit, anything else to wrap this one up?
Certainly not the way you wanted to finish it. It looked like you had a lot of momentum to have a chance at that win. They are unable to capitalize with some mismanaged football, and particularly the breakdown of the complementary 3-phase football. And that's, sometimes that's how you lose them in the NFL, by the slimmest of margins, and that is precisely what happens here.
It is what happens here. Doesn't mean it wasn't fun and entertaining. Appreciate you guys joining us again. Phil Nagy and Kit Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel, and thank you so much to all of our subscribers. Hit that thumbs up button on the way out of here if you'd be so kind. But Maybe a loss by 1 means a win by 1 on Sunday. We'll see. If you'd like to join us, we'll be on the Discord during the game for some in-game chat. The Discord link is in the description of this or any of our other videos, and you can join us anytime. We chat a lot of Browns between sims, certainly, but we chat during the real games as well. So, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Enjoy the football tonight, the football this weekend. There was no Buckeye game yesterday because the Buckeyes are on their second bye week. We'll be back with their Penn State matchup next week on our sim season as well. Cavs started last night as well. Didn't get the win, but their season is starting up again as well. So, for Kit out on the left coast, Phil here in Central Ohio, we are Nagy on Sports, guys. Appreciate you. Today we will say, go Patriots. And as always, go Browns.